What is up, party peeps? Can everybody hear me okay? That's what we got to find out. Be a little bit of lag behind, probably from StreamYard and from YouTube itself. So sorry about the outer section here. Um, this particular figure I got is pretty big, so I had to kind of push my review station or display station, photography, whatever, backdrop back further. And then you kind of got like, there's apple barrel paints there on the right that I use for some customs and diorama stuff. And on the left, there's some extra siege figures. So, but yeah, cool. Hey, Firebite, hey, Input, Adamantium Matrix, Pax in here, Proctorus Prime, I think that's how you say that. T.S. Hampton, Transaran 38, Sluggish Leaf 385. It's awesome to see you guys all in here. So here's kind of what I did is my birthday was a couple Saturdays ago, and I knew I was not going to get the particular figure in for my birthday, but I wanted to do a live stream for it because it's super important. It's a really pivotal figure for my collection. It's actually it'll turn out not being the most expensive because of Unicron, but it's if Unicron hadn't been made, then this next one coming up will be like the most expensive figure I bought. In this case on here, you see Ratchet, you see Wheeljack, you see Earthrise Prime. What do they all have in common? Well, they're Autobots for one thing. And if you're wondering, this gun right here, this is the gun that comes with MMC's Cylindris, which is their roller, IDW roller. So you got like Earthrise, or actually this is Siege Prime's real gun, and that's Roller's gun. So big difference in the size there. So I just think he looks really cool with it. I mean, it's way oversized, but man, I mean, come on, that just looks like freaking awesome. And he holds it, but it's literally like as the gun's as long as his leg. So, all right, so we got Ratchet, we got Wheeljack here. So, what's the significance of them? Customized Wheeljack here. I don't have any of the non-F parts yet because I have the longer shoulder cannon there, but I have the wing parts and stuff. So they created a team themselves. And I'm sure you're all guessing, you're probably all typing in there once this catches up, but you're probably wondering, you know who they created, right? So this particular figure, I've been waiting for about almost 5 years for them to complete the set, and I'm all in now. And this is going to be what they created. And I'm sure this box is going to be huge. I'm not sure it's going to all get in camera, but we'll find out. I kind of tested it earlier. But I got the Gigasaurs Gigapower, or the Gigapower Gigasaurs Superator HQ01R. So this is the Chrome version. And the quote-unquote, like, let's see here. We'll bring a camera up a little bit. The Giovanna style. See, master scale. So masterpiece kind of size, right? Gigapower has really surprised me with a lot of things that they've made with the quality that they have. There are some reviewers that have broken, either production samples or just parts that were just kind of wonky. But these are masterpiece style Dinobots, and they are Generations style Dinobots. And you're going to see what I'm going to talk about here once we get this out of package. But I like Gigapower's little Gigapower toy strives to produce the best quality products. However, depending on the specific time of your purchase, even the same type of items may vary in terms of the toy itself, packaging, illustrations, etc. We appreciate your understanding. And there's some of their contact info there. I don't know what those QR codes will do for you if anybody sees this later. Definitely ages 15 and up. I would say this is ages 18 and up. But that being said, super excited to get this big bad boy out of here. But I'll show a little more of kind of what it shows on the back. And it shows kind of, you're going to get Grimlock and that kind of, holding his sword, kind of like a knight, like King Arthur kind of situation. He's holding that sword down there. He does come with a crown. He does have a gun. Then he also has, the sword's actually supposed to light up. It takes, I think it's AG6 or AG8 batteries. I forget, but I don't have those batteries. I was going to order them, but then I was just like, I don't really need the sword to light up. Though you could do that for a review, but not for an unboxing. And they have a couple of pictures here, kind of behind him, and on the side there's not a lot of actual product shots here, which is really kind of strange. But again, I've never gotten anything from Gigapower, so if they're, sometimes you can say, okay, they're not taking very good care of the box and stuff like that. Well, if all their focus is on the figure and they have this box art contracted out to Spike Art, then that's fine. He or she did that art, and then you have all of this here. But I like the Superior, no obstacle too big for the Great Conqueror to force him off his course. He will not stop until he accomplishes every goal he set for himself and his team. Superior does not take orders from anybody and doesn't care what others have to say unless it's an old war story. So referencing Cup there. As much as he is tough and unforgiving of others, he is the harshest on himself. Superior rules by example and doesn't give any excuse to question his leadership. His team means everything to him, and Superior won't ever let anything happen to his fellow Gigasaurs. His revenge would be apocalyptic. So, yeah, Darkness Scythe and one. So yeah, I love the Dinobots too. They've been my favorite since the kid. Of course, I love dinosaurs, CrimsonRaptors. I mean, go there. But yeah, definitely big deal getting this. And welcome in Wildfire and Devassia Motion. It's awesome you guys can make it. Let's see here. So without further ado, and you're going to look at a white screen there. I'm sorry, because of those particular lights, they're going to show that little, I don't know what you call that, blinds or something like that. So we're going to get him out. So you're probably going to see nothing for a little bit. So we'll just put Ratchet, Wheeljack there. There you go. You kind of look at them for a little bit. I don't know. Talk amongst yourselves while I get this big bad boy out. Ooh, that's what she said. Let's see. Oh, one thing. Yeah, see the artwork here. They have really good robot mode artwork. I really like that kind of style. It looks pretty neat. But the Dino one is really weird looking. I mean, everybody's subject to their own style, but this is kind of like they were looking at the G1 toy, maybe. I don't know, but it's kind of iffy. So, but again, if they spent more time on the figure and we're kind of like, yeah, that's good enough art. Yeah, send it out. That's okay with me. So now he does come in foam, so he is a big boy. Definitely not good for the environment to come in this kind of styrofoam, but it does make sure that it's not going to get damaged. They could have done another plastic clamshell like the one they have here, but yeah, it's definitely make sure that stuff like this doesn't get damaged. Although I do hate those little styrofoamy things around everywhere. So we're going to get him out. And he is, holy crap, he is heavy. We got these little styrofoam, little pebbly things. We're going to be cleaning that up for weeks. Oh my goodness, he is a big boy. Super heavy too. So, man, that's crazy. Okay, so when he comes in the package, he's kind of got like the Beast Wars Dinobot kind of claws. So you want to just kind of fix those to how they are. So again, that chrome, you could get the metallic version, but that chrome just looks really good. Crap, you might not be able to see his head because of this whole situation. I don't know how to make this any taller though. We'll make Grimlock. Grimlock sit down for audience. geez, he is heavy. Holy crap. Super, super heavy. There. So now you can see he comes with the blue head on normally. There is a red one, so that matches G1 better. Like the toy, but not the like the figure, all that stuff on it. So let's see. And he's got this little crown. So that fits him perfectly. That is hilarious. Me Grimlock King. Oh man, that's too funny. Oh, so he doesn't have an Autobot symbol, obviously because he's third party. But what did I just do with the instructions? I have no idea what I just did with the instructions. Huh. Well, interesting. I literally do not see it. Well, he comes with a little clear piece that will go over the. Oh, here they are underneath. Of course, it's underneath my chair. Yeah, so it comes with a little clear piece here. You can put that you can snap in there. And I think because this is kind of got like a smoke tint to it. I'll bring the camera down a little bit more. Yeah, it does kind of a smoke tint to it, but not heavy smoke. Really more like just like the G1 kind of tint, but it's not perfectly clear. But yeah, so once I put in the Autobot symbol on that, then I'll put that on there for his robot mode. But that is super crazy. The instructions, again, this is like super high quality, like glossy kind of instructions. You can see it shining in the lights, and it's pretty nice. I think it could probably do a little bit more better color separation, but it's kind of mimicking that G1 style. But yeah, you can see that artwork on that Dinobot's Dino mode's kind of meh. I mean, you can see what they were trying to do, but and then the back of it gives you his, I don't know, giant tech spec, and then shows all what he comes with and stuff like that. Now, what's weird is if you look here. Now this is here's the hands, right? So the hands have 3 fingers on them. That is accurate to an Allosaurus of the Jurassic period, but that is inaccurate to a Tyrannosaurus Rex of the Cretaceous period, which is what Grimlock is depicting. Now, in the 80s, they hadn't found, or they hadn't at least described the arms for an actual T-Rex. They just knew his relatives had 2 fingers. So that's why you see a lot of cartoons and stuff will give a Tyrannosaurus Rex 3 fingers. But once they finally found a T-Rex that had the arm, or knew that the arm that they had belonged to a Tyrannosaurus Rex, then they started using the 2. Now the G1 toy, the Dinobot, actually does have 2 fingers on it. But in the cartoon, they had him with 3 fingers. So that's why he's got 3 fingers here. But if you notice on this giant tech spec, very curious, he only has 2. I don't know if you guys can see that clearly. That looks clear. Let me try that. Is that better? Okay. So you can see he clearly has 2. It's a little different design here. And so my theory has been is that they were going to have additional hand parts, because I never saw in any of the production stuff whether they had 2 fingers, but these come off extremely easily. They do swivel, but eventually they'll kind of swivel off because the whole thing, like, they're 100% chromed. So that's why, like, I think they were going to add a second set. Now, I don't know if a metallic set would add a second one. I don't think so. But yeah, definitely would like to have the 2-handed one. But it also would be easy to 3D print something and just use those Molotovs, the chrome pens and stuff like that. So, and I know, yeah, and Pac was saying, the claws are delicate, be careful. Some people have had problems with them. I could see how you can mess up the fingers, especially when you're moving them individually. Again, it's vacuum metallized plastic, or is that right? Vacuum chrome metallized plastic, yeah. So you always want to be careful with stuff like that, but yeah. Oh, and the crown. But yeah, it's really is an awesome figure. His gun is like super huge. So this is like maybe overkill for Grimlock. Now I will say I don't like this clear little. It does kind of look like I don't know, like a Babylon 5 space cruiser or something from I don't know. It looks more Star Trekky or maybe more Star Wars. I don't know, but I, I I think this is supposed to light up. I'm not seeing any instructions for the gun to light up. There are instructions for the sword to light up, but um, I would rather have liked this being all just black and not have to have the clear thing. That's fine. I mean, they really went the mile, the extra mile on just this gun alone. So they just didn't want to give it just a big piece of black plastic, but you know, honestly, it's not really super necessary. But yeah, you see, he kind of holds it. I know he's sitting down, so kind of bear with me here. Move that down. But yeah, so big gun, an even bigger sword. If I can get it out of this, there we go. And this thing is huge, but this is what lights up. So you'll actually unscrew these two little screws that are here, and then this whole thing will light up here. So yeah, that's a big sword. So kind of like how the Earthrise Optimus Prime had rollers, gun was as long as his leg, so is Grimlock's integer or Energo sword. So super awesome. Or Energon sword, however you'd want to say that. Yeah, the detail on this is awesome. So hey, Deluxe, well, welcome in. Jay Hala as well. Like, yeah, he's super huge. The fans toys for me, those Dinobots just didn't do it. The Masterpiece Grimlock did it for me in dinosaur mode. Didn't really do it for me in robot mode. It seemed like there was something off in the proportions of the Takara Masterpiece one, and I just felt like this was really more what I'd been waiting for, because I'm going to show you here. Bring this up a little bit. So when they're building the Dinobots, like they're pretty big. I mean, they got like all 18 Autobots are working on it, right? And it's a big project for them. So Prime obviously is a little short to Grimlock, but if we, again, we talked about scale on Tales from Teletran last night, and for me, this is both Masterpiece and Generation scale, because the Masterpiece Optimus Prime is just maybe up to here, so it's even not as big as this Gigapower Grimlock is. So I can't really push him back any further. I tried to push him back as far as I can without him actually going off the table. But this is Dinobot size right here. This also really works with your Titan class Devastator if you're going by the 86 movie. So it's all in the eye of the beholder, but in this case, this is SOS Dinobot sized Grimlock to me, because Wheeljack is just an Autobot car, and if you're watching the cartoon, when they're building them, like Grimlock is about, or really the robot modes are about twice as tall as an Autobot car. So this works really well. Ratchet, of course, being a little bit bigger, so he's eye to eye there with Grimlock if he's twice as tall. And Optimus being the taller Autobot of them all, except for Siege Skyfire. Which, speaking of Siege Skyfire, go get him too. I didn't think to have him ready, but just thought of it while I was talking. So if we take a little dusty, so if we take Siege Skyfire, That's how tall your Dinobot, your Gigapower Dinobot is. So they are pretty much eye to eye. I mean, just maybe like Skyfire's forehead to Grimlock's eyes, but honestly, that's perfect for me because Skyfire should be this big to Optimus, and Grimlock should be that big in robot mode. Now, when of course when Skyfire is in vehicle mode, then it's like everything's thrown out the window. But yeah, it's that works for me. That works for me. And I've not seen this comparison on any review videos because people that have the Gigapower Grimlock have already reviewed him and probably didn't get the Siege. They're not comparing. They're comparing him more to Masterpiece than anything else, using that as their scale, which is fine. But this is 100% what I've been looking for. And it certainly is a fantastically detailed figure. They look great together. The detailing on the Gigapower Grimlock, yeah, it's a lot. But if you look at like the Siege and some of the Earthrise stuff, they have a lot of detailing too. It's just they don't have metal parts, so they don't have that heft that you normally would. But yeah, it's this is definitely a big win for my collection. And let's see. Yeah, Pack says your Jetfire is still sealed in the box. Yeah, totally need to get that out. That's totally awesome. Hey, Kato, welcome in, man. Yeah, this is definitely definitely a King Grimlock, that's for sure. So I don't know. You guys want me to transform this thing? I'll do it. It might take a little bit, but they're relatively simple. They're not like a Fans Toys Engineering. They're not like who is the other Dinobot makers that made the one that combined or something? I forget now. Somebody in the chat knows. But they're not as this is not as complicated as that, and that's kind of the deal. Like Masterpiece doesn't need to be complicated, but for me, it needs to be intuitive and it needs to be interesting because it's still a puzzle figure, right? Puzzle toy. It's just this is at a higher price point. So you got your ratchets everywhere. His biceps, super ratchety all the way through. He's got ratchets here, ratchets in the knees. I mean, doesn't have ratchets. It feels in the well, I guess they are. They're ratchets in the hip too. They're kind of small, but there are a couple of weird design things I wasn't quite liking. To it is this. I would have liked an ankle tilt. Kind of how we have, on a lot of our Siege and stuff. You got this ankle tilt, right? So that's kind of what I would have liked with this Grimlock. Unfortunately, it's a reverse ankle tilt for really no other reason other than have him in particular poses from artwork and stuff like that, just to have him be able to balance like that. Because if he was straight like that, then you can't get this knee over. I mean, you can swivel and do all that, but you're putting more pressure back on it. So they give you this, so that way you can have him, however you're wanting to pose him like those. Well, I'm not posing it right now, but you'd have like his arm would be out, something, however those poses are. It just looks kind of weird as an engineering cue. So, and you have this on a ball joint, which that you can tell is already kind of the back of his dyno mode. I don't really like how these are handled either. So this whole ankle tilt situation is and heel spur thing is really kind of weird. But that said, really clean robot mode. I mean, look at that. Like that's straight up from the cartoon. I mean, a masterpiece level. Like it's good in the front, the back, the sides. He's supposed to have these wings out. That's the kibble he's supposed to have. That's the kibble he had as a G1 toy. So it all really works. The thing that he's missing is the little, where the tail would fold out on the G1 toy. He's missing that here, but in the cartoon, he didn't have that. So they've engineered it to where it's inside the calves of the actual leg itself. So super, super cool. Yeah. So you mean Devasi, you mean the ankle tilt thing is on the official MP as well? So I've not had the official Grimlock MP, so that's what I'm curious about. So yeah, Toy World. That's right, Deluxe. See, I knew you'd know. So we transform this. What are we doing? If I break this, I'll be sad, but I'll do it for you guys. I mean, we got to see the Dino mode, right? I mean, how can we not transform it? Oh man, it's just like it really is an amazing figure. Man, the heft of this guy is just crazy. Now, he is a $200 figure. Oh, totally forgot. I have it in the description. But this actually, I got this. This is my first purchase. Thanks to in the chat Deluxe Baldwin, um, for recommending him. The Terry's TF's Club. So Terry's TFC. Oh no, Terry's. Okay, Terry TFS Club. So Terry's TF's Club or Terry TF's Club. How do you? So I get it all mixed up sometimes. So that's what we got autocorrect, right? But yeah, totally not sponsored. Totally recommend them. I figured if I'm gonna get something, I'm gonna get. He had it in stock, and I already got the Snarl pre-ordered for the second run. That's Chrome, but I was like, I'm gonna go big. I'm gonna get something from Terry. We're gonna see how good this is and see how long it takes to get something this big. And I did have to contact him and make sure because there were some things he had that were big, like the like sets or something like that, and they weren't shipping stuff like that because right now they're backed up with everything going on in the world. They're backed up with a lot of small packages, so they're trying to get those out first. But in this case on here, he said this was fine. He didn't have to break this out of the box or nothing. He just shipped it as is. Got here super securely, super safe. It doesn't look like anything's broken on it. I'm not seeing any stress marks. Kind of looking around on it, but yeah, Terry is great. Absolutely, highly recommend him. Again, not sponsored, but I left a link in the description so you know where to get him there too. So. How long did it take to get to me? So this got shipped out for, I think, let me see. I think it was May 28th. Is that right? I guess I would be the only one that would know, right? Let me see here. I think it was May 20. Yeah, May 29th. May 29th is when this got shipped out. It actually was so it left Shanghai and it actually got to LA, I think, in like June 2nd. I think it got here around June 2nd, June 3rd. So it was in the States for a long time and it just going through customs. It's a big figure, it's a heavy figure. They're probably wondering, like, is this, the packaging and all that stuff. They see stuff all the time. They always got to check that stuff. So, yeah. Yeah. KOU in the Toy Dojo. But yeah, and I've got stuff in Toy Dojo too, so they're really good. Agabus is really good. I like them. Of course, I'm a big proponent of Big Bad Toy Store because man, they just like have like everything, and I love the pile of loot system. Hobbylink Japan, I love them as well, and their little private warehouse that they have that they can put your stuff in. So it's just you can't just be stuck on one, right? You got to diversify. You gotta take a drink. I'm thirsty. Yeah, I agree, Pack. It's not a bad turnaround. It shipped very quick for how big this is and the figure that this is. Absolutely. And with everything else that's going out as on the world too. So totally quick enough for me. So, but again, I knew this wasn't gonna get here before my birthday. So now some of the stuff. I mean, I'll probably do a review on this. I don't know, maybe, but some things you got to be careful. Kind of like, see, you're getting resistance there, so you got to make sure, kind of like, how the arms and everything are placed, so you have that clearance you need. So that way you don't run into any problems there and start. Because you could see how you could, if this was resisted on the other side, just flip right off and break. But honestly, the quality on this is really good. Oh, yeah, by the way, the fingers, everything's all articulated. They're not on ball joints. They're all on hinges. Although I think this... Oh, no. Oh, they're on a swivel. Oh, they're not ball joints. They're on a swivel. So these are different than KFC's hands. That's kind of cool. I like they're kind of on a swivel and the hinges. So anyway, cool. The thumb has like a ton of hinges on it. So anyway, so we're gonna fold this up. You're probably not being able to see anything really good, and that's okay. This is a little tight in here, but I'm gonna go slow. And tight is in like it's like brand new. So we got that over there. And I'll probably transform this wrong. The instructions I can see that are not very good. There's like it's like what did I just do with them? So it says on here, no kidding. Like it says there's 24 steps to dyno mode. Yeah, this is not a Generation Siege toy. This is about probably 40 nice, careful steps. So at the least. But they're trying to do 24, just like, oh, it's super simple. But it does look really intuitive. One of the cool things is it's some of the stuff I don't like how these tail situations are. So we'll get to that here. But one of the weird things, though, you can bring the head up here, and this like goes up. And I was just like, that's really interesting, like how that all works. There is a button back here too. Oh yeah, before I let that go. There is a button here that can give you an ab crunch. Let me put that back down. So again, this does have that ab crunch stuff we don't see as kind of the design was. I mean, you got that kind of weird cut, but ab crunchers always give you that weird cut. So, but yeah, that works. I just gotta get it back in. Okay, there we go. So it kind of locks in place because you can't use that ab obviously when he's in dyno mode. So sweet. Okay. Anyway, so you bring this up here, you bring this around, and there's these little shoulder plates up here. See, look at this, the detail that's on here. It's just insane. Like that's crazy. Like totally unnecessary. A little ball jointed head. But you bring these down, and that will actually unlock. I don't know if you saw that. Hold on. So I'm trying to look at the camera and watch that at the same time. Only one step. Step 1, transform. Step 2, profit. No, okay. So like, see, it's got this little hinge indentation thing. So those shoulder pieces, these shoulder pieces up here, are what lock that in place. So when you have this out here, then you take that back out. And this is probably a better way to see it. So you see you got like this little slit here. There's a slit just like this, but goes vertical. So it's like an L through here. So if you take this down, then you can put them in that slot. Oh, you got to bring the leg down. There we go. So that way it'll stay in there pretty secure and stuff like that. But before we do that, we got to bring, so you're bringing the chest up, right? So you're bringing the wings up, you're bringing the chest down. So that's how you're going to get that, dinosaur mode. And Grimlock looks really sad right now. So, but we got this one over here. Again, being super careful. And it's such an awesome figure. Oh, so I would recommend once you you can leave that down. The instructions actually say to leave that down, so definitely do that. So that way you can still have all the ways that you need to do to move the arms and stuff around, or not the arms, the legs and stuff around. So what did I do here? I'm doing something not right. Hold on. Yeah, so you bring that in, then you can lock it. See, so once you have the feet in, then you can go ahead and get that locked. Then you can bring the chest in here. Now there's a little slide right there on his hand or head underneath his neck. So that actually needs to go into here. And I'm doing it kind of weirdly because I don't want to break anything. So I would recommend everybody do the same. So, and then that just comes together. Works really well. Now he's new, so there's probably a little bit of flash. And you kind of got like a... That is creepy looking. Bring it this way. So you kind of got almost the dinosaur mode here. He's just an armless T-Rex. He's very, very sad that he's armless. So, and you always want to have this third finger. It's totally unnecessary for T-Rex. You want that on the lower part. And you see how this is designed here? Me Grimlock. Me Grimlock, no giraffe. Me T-Rex. There you go. Got that popped in there. There we go. Perfect. That wasn't scary. I am a little scared about like over time wear on the ball joints here, but this seems to be really well like because it's vacuum metallized chrome as well, but it seems to be very sealed or something. They must have done like quite a few layers on it or something. So, and you can move the arms kind of, you know, however direction you want. Oops. Yeah, that kind of comes out of that little hinge part there too. But and then eventually I'll get like an Autobot symbol that'll go there maybe. I don't know. I kind of like the Dinobot mode, but see, he would have an Autobot symbol here and have it up here, so it wouldn't really make any sense. But the G1 toy had it up there. So really, really digging this. Okay, so this is where things get complicated, and this is where things get super scary. So I recommend picking him up by his little rocket pack. That's always a good spot. It's very tight, secure, holds the whole thing together. Now, down here, I'm going to show you this before. There's these little slide right here, right? You guys see that? Let me see. Okay. Hey, Ninja Bill, welcome in. Okay, so you see that little slide right there? That's the scary part right there. This is secure plastic. This is good plastic, but that's the scary part of what you're going to have to do in just a little bit if you're doing this. So right now we're just kind of doing this, checking this out, Ninja Bill. This Gigapower, Gigasaur, Grimlock, third-party masterpiece and generation scale. Not intended for them, of course, to be scaled, but Grimlock here. So now there's the tiniest little thing right here. I don't even know if I can get it, but it's like on, see that tiny little hinge? That looks scary as hell, but that's the only thing that's kind of like holding this all in along with everything else. So it's really super scary. And so you bring that out there. See how I'm doing that real slow, real deliberate, real careful. And then I'm going to set Grimlock down so he can put all his weight over there. What's weird is there's kind of like a, let me see. It's like a, you see the, I don't know if you can see that spring there. But there's a spring right here. Yeah, I think you can see it. So that way you kind of got like a little bit of leverage there. Not sure why. Hey, Larkin, welcome in, man. So this all looks ridiculous, right? You're like, what the? Like, this seems like it could all weak or fall apart. No, these materials, absolutely fantastic. I am like super shocked, right? No, it's a name Superior Ninja Bill. That's a third party name, but you know, I call him Grimlock. So, but anyway, so what you'll end up doing here, because this seems like not a good idea, but you see how you're like, okay, wait a minute, like his leg's supposed to be pointed the other way. So you'll rotate it here at the hip there, and then this will actually fold back around, and it's like, whoa, what the hell? We're doing some sorcery here. But you want to make sure that these little flaps, little armor flaps, Gundam skirt things is what I call them, but the little armor flaps here on the side are going to work. And in addition to that, so you got all these things going on at the same time. In addition to that, this has got to be swung out, because that's going to be the tab that's right here is what's going to tab right there. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Grimlock's getting kind of so, and so yeah, so you'll see here this part. That's that slot right there that has to go on this gray piece right here. So that's where your tricky part's going to be at. So yeah, Gundam skirts, Ninjaville. All right. And I don't know if I really know how this is going to work. See, I know his hips or nothing. Like, you don't need to turn any of the hips. Again, the instructions are really crappy and kind of how they want to interpret that. Okay, so here. It works. I can't see. I don't know if it feels like it's in there. Feels like it is. But I don't think it's up here, though. See, and I know Tim has this. You know, Tim's crate. You know, Tim's Nerd Crate. You know, I know he has this figure, but he's probably sleeping right now because he's on the other end of the world. But he did a really great review, and Bobby Skullface did as well. I think Deluxe should definitely. If you're still in here, Deluxe, you should totally get Gigapower Superator. I think I'd like to know your opinion on that too. There we go. Woo! That's a little scary, but you see, like it's set up here. Like you want to make sure that's flush, like how that is. So you don't want to see any red between, like you don't want to see any red of his waist while he's in there. On the top, it doesn't matter, but. So anyway, so again, the tail. This is super scary, but you have that little, let me bring him over here. You have that little tab that was there before is going to tab right back in there again. And this one, I would be careful as to how you get, again, this is all vacuum metallized in here, chrome. And you want to be really careful kind of how you're taking this out. There's really only one way to do it. I'm gonna have to do this off camera because it's kind of scary. Okay, there we go. All right, so there we go. See, so how's, you know, it kind of folds out, kind of goes like that. So that works really, really well. And then move that down there. Probably should have done that beforehand, so don't follow that instruction. Then bringing this little, see, these are like, that's how his foot, remember, originally looks like. So you bring this out because that's going to be on top of him. And then you got to get this little post. Oh my God. Deluxe. See, I need a sponger. That's what I need. Let's see here. All right. So bring this out. This folds back out this way. Again, I would put your Grimlock down and just worry about just this section right here. You don't want to put you don't want to put any more pressure than you'll ever have to. And then you can bring this back. Oh, I did this backwards, didn't I? Whoops. Well, there we go. Snap that back in. Wait, I just screwed this up, didn't I? on camera and a live show, no less. I told you it was going to be a dumpster fire. All 11 of you in the chat. Let's see here. You never know what you're going to get when you get a raptor with its claws out trying to transform a figure. All right. Let's see. Yeah, what did I do? That's what you need to do. Okay. See how this kind of, it's on that spring thing? I mean, that's nice, but I really don't want to trust it. So I wouldn't recommend you do either. See, and then flip this back around. Got plenty of room here. Oh, again, make sure this skirt's flipped out. You don't want this getting caught in anywhere. And I mean, just the amount of engineering, the detail is just insane on this figure. You know, if you look at the G1 toy, it does have a lot of detail, unnecessarily so. And, you know, like even like I remember the classic Scrimlock, although a completely different, you know, stylization, that had a lot of detailing on it too. I mean, you're going for that robot dinosaur look, so that's always going to have a unique thing to it. But man, I just can't believe the amount of detail on this guy. And that's probably why I really like, you know, this particular design so much, you know, not just because of that. Okay, so here's where it's going to get tricky because I got to get it on. Oh man, this is scary. Hey, TF Geek, welcome in. See that little, let me see that gray slit right there? Again, we got to get that in that spot on here. then we'll have some fun with the dyno mode, right? I mean, right? Nothing's gonna happen that's bad, right? Let's see. Gotta move that out of the way. Oh, almost. Man, I can't. That one's done. Let me make sure. Something is stopping me, and I don't know what it is. And I don't like that I don't know what it is. Man. Okay, is it this? Is this? How's the other one look? Oh, the other one is stretched out? Yeah, see, I don't like that weird ankle tilt things. I mean, it helped. I guess it's going to help here, but yeah, see, this is something I would definitely have cut it away. Oh, yeah, that comes off. That's fine. That's just his little neck covers. So they're just kind of slid in. They're not screwed or nothing like that. They're just kind of held in there by friction. Man, I don't know, guys. Kind of iffy. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Okay, let me take him off camera for just a second. Here, you can look at Ratchet. He'll keep you company. Devasia. Yeah, nothing bad can happen. You're on camera. Let's see. Yeah, watch me break it off camera. That would be just fantastic. No, yeah, see, okay. So here's what was happening. So sorry, Ratchet. So this little front skirt here, or actually this is the back part. You gotta have that flipped up a little bit too, because it was stopping right there at the edge of the leg. So that's why when you get figures like this at the price point they are, you know, you gotta take it easy. Okay, I just got it right back where I didn't need it. Hold on. All right, I gotta take this off camera for just a second. Here's Ratchet. Oh man. Yeah, editing is for suckers. Let's Let's see here. Jay Hall. It's like he's been transforming this guy for a while. Yeah, these are not for they're not one-step changers, that's for sure. Not one-step changers. It would be funny if I had a second one. That'd be like, oh, look, it transformed great, and then just take it off screen. Whew. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. That looks good to me. Okay. Maybe. We'll find out here in just a second. Ninja Pill. Hi, Ratchet. How you been? I can't do a Ratchet voice, so there we go. And bringing this together. All right, here we go. And then this kind of snaps into here with the tail. Again, the chrome is just so gorgeous on this figure. See how this is lined up here? I've noticed that some people haven't gotten that. Like, I think some of them don't even tab these in. They just let it loose or whatnot. I will say this kind of whole back part is kind of strange, but this has to make clearance for the head to go back. And obviously I can't move the head because it's tabbed in here in his chest. So Grimlock solemnly swears that his transformation is easier than you would have thought it was. So, but yeah, and then he's got a little wiggle waggle in his tail. It's cute, super cute Grimlock. Grimlock excited. So one thing on here is I do, Bobby Skullface made a good point about, and I'm not trying to name drop here, but honestly, like when you watch a lot of people's reviews, you do kind of reference back to kind of what their thoughts were too. You can always keep them clean, but it's always nice to have other thoughts too, because this is not quite G1, but this is stylized, but definitely not even Masterpiece. But if you look at all of the figures from what we say, Toy World, hey T.S. Hampton, I think I said hi to you earlier. I'll say hi to you again. But yeah, you got that kind of G1-ish look. Like he wouldn't really have these up here. He's got little scales and stuff. So I don't know. But I would like blue eyes. I'm actually going to probably just get some stickers because it looks like it's metallic paint, but I don't think it is. It's probably more this red that's right here, just painted up here on something that was clear. So that's not metallic paint that's up here in the eyes. But I would definitely have liked to swap something you could do to make those blue. However, I have looked into this, and I think, and of course, it's not anything that's going to happen this year. But hey, chicken fried steak. But I will say that I would totally 3D print a whole nother head so it does look more cartoony and goofy, because Grimlock does deserve that. Even though there's all this detail down here, this silver would be really easy to match and paint. But yeah, I don't know about these chrome teeth. The chrome teeth are kind of strange. I get why they did it, but it is weird. He does have this little little flamethrower thing, like what they used in the SOS Dinobots and other places. And I think I have some effects here. So this one here could kind of technically work. Let me bring this back up. If you were to close the jaw a little bit. So let's bring it back up. Oh, too far. So that could kind of work. It looks really puny. Kind of looks like he's eating Crimzeek. Like, Crimzeek! But this one works too. Yeah, chicken fried steak makes us hungry every time we see him in there. Even if you call him CFS, it doesn't It still doesn't make you any less hungry because you know it stands for chicken fried steak. And chicken fried steak is awesome. And the food is too. Let's see. Okay, that's one's not working. Yeah, some of these don't always fit quite. I mean, obviously, these blast effects were not made for Gigapower, and Gigapower was unaware of any blast effects being made. Probably, well, probably when they designed their stuff, I would think. But that kind of works. See, I always have trouble with these pink ones, though. Oops. Yeah, see, so that kind of works. He's got a Decepticon little thing in there. Maybe he's eating an Energon goodie or something. This other one here will not work. Let's see. Because even though it has that bigger place you can put over it, it just doesn't. It's too heavy here in the front, so it doesn't work quite right. But anyway, so there's dinosaur mode, and again, very impressive. Again, he's supposed to have this little clear piece that would go here, but I haven't put the Autobot symbol in. So, but normally that clear piece would go right there. What's cool about this is that, and I'm going to bring it down here a little bit, is that, again, I say it works great in my collection for a scale Dinobot, because Grimlock can step on a little bug. This is that KBB Hornets agent, which works great for an Earthrise Bumblebee for a little bit. But does it really work? Is that how, remember Bumblebee's going around, he's like, hey, Grimlock, try stepping on a bug. And he's going around here, and Grimlock's looking back at him and stuff. And so this kind of works as that. But you know what works even better? Taking your little G1, this one happens to be the reissued one, taking your little G1 Bumblebee, that works too. So this may be more SOS Dinobot scale. That's ridiculous, though. Yeah, that's pretty cool, I must say. And you still have Optimus Prime. Where does Big Gun go? It's over here. Hey, Damon Croy, welcome in, man. Pack's like, bring in some of my other dinosaur figures. Oh man, we'd be here for days. What are you talking about? We're about to end this here shortly. Otherwise, I could probably talk by myself for 4 hours. Let's see here. Bring this up here. Grimlock, we have to defeat the Decepticons. And you can't see my head right now, but I'm there. Just look at the GoPro. That could be a whatchamacallit. That could be a thumbnail right there, right? There are very few things where the Bayverse came up with a pretty funny idea, because although people say, well, Grimlock would never let anybody ride him. Well, he let Wheelie ride him, and I'm sure as hell he would let Optimus Prime ride, because Optimus Prime is cool. Me, Grimlock, respect Optimus Prime. Pack's like, I'd like to run my mouth for hours as well. Yeah, for sure. Oh, man. Use the jet blast effect? That's what Deluxe said. Oh, where are my jet blast effects? That is a very good question. Oh, I think I found it. Will that work? Oh no, I don't think that'll work. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. I don't see where my other blast effects in. Again, this room is like a mess. Like, if you guys could see this room, it's pretty crazy. But you could, let's see, maybe will this work? See, I think this hole is too small and Grimlock is too big. Oh, nope, never mind. Excellent idea, Deluxe. That is awesome. There you go. That's how you get it. Yeah, that works great. The Jetfire blast effect. Now wait till the chat catches up and they're like, "What the?" Oh man. Yeah, that is cool. That is cool. Prime's got a big gun and a big dino. Yeah, again, really, really, really impressed with this um, Gigapower Grimlock. He's so awesome. Um, I think, I mean, this head works for right now. I will change the eyes for sure. Whoops. Yeah, that keeps. I don't want to over tighten that, so I can see how that might come off there. But yeah, it's fine. It's not broken. It's just that's what's great about this stuff is that they're giving you room for error just in case. I don't trust the fingers just because of how thin they are. I'm sure they're fine, but I wouldn't recommend doing them individually. It's extremely difficult to animate. So if input's in here, he knows how hard it is to have something that's so tightened like this and to animate. So yeah, that would be kind of rough. But yeah, so this is really cool. Really happy to have them. Definitely would want to have a two-fingered palm and a 3D printed head that looks more like the 1986 movie. But other than that, looks really fantastic. And my Prime, if you guys are wondering, he's a little different. He actually has some cell shading here on the chest, obviously, but his head is not Earthrise. Let's see here. His head is not the Earthrise head. That's actually the Galaxy upgrade Prime's head. That's why he's got little pointier stuff and a screw hole here in the back. He's got little pointier antennas. It does not transform quite all the way. These would have to be shaved off, so you have to use the Earthrise. But he's going to be in my robot mode anyway for a while. But I just painted the yellow eyes, took that yellow paint off, and then made it blue. He does need some silver there in the middle, though. So there, that's probably a better look right there. But anyway, yeah, so that's my live stream, guys. I really appreciate everybody coming in. I know a lot of you guys, are clicking the bell, hitting the subscribe. I just recently got over 200 subscribers. That's a huge, huge milestone, and reaching over 220 now at this point. And we got a giveaway that I'm doing at 600 subscribers by September. So that's hashtag 600 by September. It's going to be your hint. I mean, for everybody in here, your hint is it's going to be a Generations Selects Hasbro Pulse giveaway. So I think you guys will be really interested in that figure. That's not plugged in. It's just in there, and I was tired of messing with it. So, but we're going to get to 500 here soon. I got videos lined up at least for a month. And if they come out every week. Now that I know that this works on the live streaming thing, that's going to be really cool. Again, sorry for the setup, this extra stuff that's over here and over there, but Grimlock is huge. So, but yeah, really cool stuff coming up. I know I had a stop motion for some of you guys who are still here. I know I had a stop motion animation tournament I've been talking about since like January on the Tales from Teletrans show. Because of certain things that are going on, just with creators and stuff kind of losing their motivation, their steam, and me getting busier and stuff at work, that's been a little bit on hold right now. I have that video done, ready to go, but I just can't devote the time that I want to it right now, because I don't want to do bad on that. I mean, I don't want to do bad on anything, but I definitely don't want to do bad on that. And I want to make sure that gets my full attention and what it needs to happen. But that said, that may change in July. Right now, just kind of work's kind of taking over stuff. But yeah, so if you see this Gigapower, Gigasaur, Superator, get them. Highly recommend them. I mean, 200 and some change is, 220 ship it or something. I mean, it's I got a discount off on it, so he was around a little over 200 and stuff. Highly recommend it. Less than a month to get them. Totally worth it. Fits great with Generations. Fits great with Masterpiece, Robot, or Dinosaur mode. I mean, it all works. And for me, for sure, as the SOS Dinobots. It definitely works in the movie because you can see how big he is in Dino mode there. But I really appreciate everybody coming out. It really means a lot to me when you guys do that. I know I feel like sometimes I over advertise. Like I'm telling too many people, but it's like you guys really do come in here and watch, and I really appreciate that. I had to push this out about 30 more minutes because I didn't. Deluxe had a premiere going on. I didn't want to interfere with that, so I appreciate you being in here, Deluxe. It means a lot to me too, and you're a good friend, and I hope we get to see each other at TFCon in October. I hope that happens. I hope that TFCon does not get canceled because I'm definitely going, and I know Input's going to go too. So, but I hope it doesn't get canceled because that would really suck. But again, I appreciate everybody coming in here. There's more stuff coming down the line. This something we got going on right now. We got this Saturday on Inputs channel. That's N-PUT at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time is our Tales from Teletran. We are at episode 30. That's 30 weeks of content right there just from a podcast alone. Kato will be in Kato from Kato's Collection will be in there. Triple R, that's Rolling Redneck Reviews, will be there. I'll be there. Input, of course, will be there. It's just super, super awesome that we've done 30 weeks of that podcast, and I'm really, really liking this live stream, and I hope this setup that I have here is going to work going forward. So I can't tell you when the next live stream will be, but if you're watching this in the future, you'll know where it all started, how much I love this Gigapower Grimlock. I really appreciate it, guys. Everybody, take it easy. Happy Father's Day to you guys that are fathers. And I appreciate you guys all being out here. And everybody take care. Be safe. I appreciate it. And then, Ninja Bill says there's a new group called the Rejecticons. It could be the Acceptabots, right? Like we all get accepted to TFCon. So Kato, you should be there too, man. Larkin, everybody, we should look. We already made that whole thing. We're gonna meet up in like less than 4 years, right? But if we meet up sooner, that's not a bad thing either. Tabi, Sardo Buff, you see this? If you two see this later too, like we should all meet up at TFCon in October. But who knows what's gonna happen with this year? This year's already gotten crazy. Had a even yesterday had like a super strong earthquake here in Oklahoma. So it's just like you don't know what 2020 is gonna bring. So, but yeah, thank you, Ninja Bill. Yeah, smash that like button. I see like a lot of people already have. That's really cool. So you guys take it easy. And to answer Jay Hollow's question, Ninja Bill 1000 is going to have a stream at 7:30 Central Standard Time, so a little over 30 minutes here. That'll be on his channel, Ninja Bill 1000. Shout out to him and his Ninja Bill and friends. I can't be on it this week, but I'll try to be there in the chat because of stuff I got going on here after. That's why I did this live stream so early. But that being said, everybody take care of yourself, and I appreciate you. Be nice to people out there, okay? There are some really rude and crazy people out there right now. People that have no disregard for your own health, and they have no disregard for your own person. And so definitely, take care of yourself out there and make sure you treat everybody the way you want to be treated. And that's the best way to live your life. And I appreciate everybody coming in here. Thank you for coming to the Raptor's Nest. and you guys take care.